Hey everyone, welcome to Trade Deadline Day, RevTrev, Kempner Canucks live stream. Yes, it's lunchtime, it's noon, and welcome to the channel, everyone. So glad that you're here. Now, today has been a very interesting day for the trade deadline. Some trade deadlines are so stinking boring. I felt like today's trade deadline was not boring at all. It was not boring at all. There was enough trades coming in. You could talk about, there were some lulls for sure, right, everyone? But today's stuff, there was so much that happened, and a trade just happened like 1 minute ago, right before I went live. That was pretty important. We're going to get into all the trades, but the big question as Canuck fans is this, and I really want you to post it in the comments, please. Are you satisfied with no deadline deal trades by our Canucks, or are you disappointed? Are you disappointed? And we're going to talk about that today. We're gonna dive in. So make sure you dive in, everyone. And it's saying I have 580 people watching. This is amazing if it's true. So let's talk about the trade deadline day. Like, are you excited? Are you happy? Are you pumped about this? What's going on? Because as Canucks fans, it is both satisfying that they love this team, and it's also disappointing that we didn't add to this team. So how are you guys, girls, feeling about that? Obviously, just a reminder, I do passionate, realistic, and honest NHL and Canucks content. So make sure you take a moment to hit that like and subscribe button, everyone. But we want to get into it today. So really thankful for everyone that's here. Post a comment, and I'm going to talk about it. So James is here. Sometimes it's not what you obtain, it's what you don't give up. And I think that is the biggest thing that I want to talk about today, James, is that moment is there are people that are still on this roster that I am absolutely stoked about. They're really good fits for our team. And so we're going to talk about that a lot today. So I really appreciate that. But I do want to dive into what you said here. Keeping players like Höglander, Podkolzin are pinnacle for this team to have success now. And on the cheap, every Stanley Cup winning team has to have players on team-friendly contracts that overproduce. Absolutely. And welcome, Coach Rob Willie. Good to have you here as well. Okay, so we're gonna dive into that for a moment. I want to show you guys a couple things, and these are some of the ones that are hard for us as Canuck fans. But I want to start here. Okay, let's start here. So the trades that happened today that were targets that Vancouver wanted. Oh, and they're just talking about the Canucks here right now. Okay, so I don't know what they're saying. Anyway, so we'll see what they're saying. They're just talking. Ian McIntyre's talking about. So in the trade, they get Tyler Toffoli. The Jets land Tyler Toffoli, who Vancouver wanted, right? And look, you only had to give up a second-round pick for 2025, a third-round pick for this season. I think this is the one that gets Canucks fans ticked off, right? Because if you think about it, Tyler Toffoli, you could have got him for a first-round pick, but maybe that first-round pick is too valuable. Now, the Predators get Zucker. This one was the one that was hard to swallow as Canuck fans because it was for a 6th-round pick this year. Are you kidding me? A 6th-round pick? That's it? That is awful. Zucker is 32 years old. It would have been nice to have him a winger on that side, but we couldn't get him. But this is the one where I'm happy we didn't do. The Hurricanes get Gensel and give up Ty Smith. Look at what they had to give up. They had to give up all these prospects. They had to give up Bunting. And then a conditional 1st and 5th. I think that's a lot to give up for Gensel. I am glad that the Vancouver Canucks, if you start replacing the names with Höglander, with Leckermäki, with Wielander, with Elias Pettersson, you put those in there, and then a conditional 1st and a 5th. I don't think Canucks fans would have been happy, right? So what do you think about those deals, everyone? I am glad. I mean, I would have been okay to have Zucker for sure. But especially for a 6th-round pick. If we could have given him a 5th-round pick and got Zucker, that would have been solid for us. But it has to do with what I like to call this question. It's the difference between rentals or versus re-signing. Do you want to give away assets, whether it's draft capital or prospects, for rentals, or do you want to re-sign these guys? If you're re-signing Gensel, okay, I can see it. Maybe he doesn't want to play in Carolina. Maybe he doesn't want to play in Vancouver. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure at all. So I'm not seeing any Canucks trades coming in yet. So let me know in the chat if there's any Canucks trades that come in, because that's very important stuff. So here's the thing. You know me, I prefer re-signing than rentals. Like, I want some of the guys that we've traded for, I want them to become, I want them to be on our roster going forward, not just a rental period. Okay. For example, the Penguins wanted prospects over picks, everyone. Prospects over picks. And so I think that was the right way to go. Why do they want prospects over picks? Because it takes so long for a pick to become a prospect that plays in the NHL. I think once you get the process, you already seen them. You've seen them in a system, and you know, can they play at this level? There's lots of scouts out there still looking at all these players. So I actually liked the Penguins' approach to this. And that trade might end up being a really good trade for them in the long haul. So that's something you have to think about, everyone. That's what you have to think about. Also, I want to just remind us again what kind of James had mentioned. I made a graphic for us. Is okay. Well, I'm just getting messages on the phone. I kind of feel like I'm a little bit trade deadline right here. Okay, here's this graphic you're gonna love, not love, but here were the needs for the Canucks: a top 6 forward, a top 4 to 6 D, okay, and then a depth winger, right? And if you look at the deals that we tried to do, Lindholm is a top 6 forward. Is actually a centerman. Zadorov is a huge D that is playoff ready. This guy, I think, is going to be lights out in the playoffs for us. And then you got Phil Kessel. He's a depth winger. And then Lafferty can play all 3 forward positions. That's who we picked up. We didn't even mention DeSmith at all. We didn't mention, some of those other deals that happened that we got during the year. So this is actually the trades we made. It just wasn't on the trade deadline day, right? It wasn't on the trade deadline day. And I'm totally cool with that. Really cool with that, actually, is that we had a different philosophy of get it done early. Now, would they like to add? Of course they would have liked to add, but for the prices. This is what I love that the Canucks didn't do. They didn't overpay today for rental players. Now, if Lindholm doesn't re-sign, we paid a lot of money, but we had him more than a rental for a couple weeks. We had him for much longer than that, everyone. So this is nuts. This is amazing. In a lot of ways. Like, it's disappointing and really good at the same time. It means that the management believes in this core and wasn't willing to overspend. I love that philosophy. And I'm telling you right now, I trust Rutherford and Alvin. These guys know what they're doing. They're not going to make dumb deals. Everyone. So again, if you like passionate, realistic, honest Canucks content, hit that like and subscribe button. And you can follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and YouTube, of course. So I'm going to dive into some comments from everyone here. Captain Kid says that Canucks snooze fest. Yes, there wasn't much that went on. They did all their deals before. You're totally right. Today was absolutely boring for Vancouver Canucks fans. I mean, it was hard watching all these other teams, right? Satisfied by Canucks not doing too much and overspending. Just the Canucks do need to solidify their defensive game, which includes DeSmith and, of course, Demko. Well, Haven't they already done that? They've solidified it by having those two guys. I'm a little confused, personalized, but you're right. I'm satisfied too. Mike is upset. He thinks that first round exit is coming. I don't think so, but Adam Lee's in the building. Oh, and thank you for doing this live video. Appreciate it. You're welcome, guys. And thank you for being here. Honestly, thank you for being here. Pumped to be satisfied and not feeling buyer's remorse. Yes, I agree. I get worried about buyer's remorse. Honestly. How does Vegas get hurdle? I know, Dell. That one came right at the end. Apparently, the cap space doesn't apply to them. Kiss Vancouver's chances goodbye. Wow. I don't know if you should say it. I mean, I still thought Vegas was good. We just beat them 3-1 last night, and they had Hurdle and Mantha. So I'm not really sure why. Like, I understand, Hannafin and Mantha. Hurdle, adding Hurdle definitely helps. But they're trying to make the playoffs here, everyone. That's like Vegas is struggling. So they got into cap space for next season. Complicated, but it works. Edmonton did the same thing. Okay. Callum, I think we're just fine standing pat. There you go. Callum, I like that attitude. We do not have the depth to win a round. Yes, we do, Mike. We do. We lose Joshua and Susie and we get swept. Well, we're going to have them back for the playoffs. So I understand you're frustrated. I appreciate you saying that, but that example doesn't really go with what we're saying here, my friend. It really doesn't. Really? Is Lecker-Mackey eligible to play for the Canucks this year? I think he can be. I don't think he will, but sometimes they play him for the last couple games. We'll see what happens because I think he can be eligible actually, but then his contract starts then whenever he plays. So I'm not really sure. I know Hughes started early as well back in the day. Yeah, Zucker was practically free. So was Toffoli wasn't free. A second round pick and a third round pick is not free. We would have had to give our first round 2025 pick to get Toffoli. Would have you, Mike, wanted the Canucks to trade a first round pick for Toffoli? I'm not sure I would have wanted that, but no more trades are able to happen. The cutoff time, some still come in later on, but very few. Ratu was the second. We used this year's third, done deal. Yes. Yeah. I mean, maybe they didn't want that. So maybe they offered it. Who knows, Mike? I'm not really out there on that one. I'm not really sure. It'll be interesting, Mike, to see what Rutherford and Alvin say in their press conference. I'm annoyed at Vancouver. Everyone, especially Vegas, got exponentially stronger at the deadline, and all we did was hurt our chemistry with Lindholm. We didn't even sign Kessel for depth. I know. That is the frustrating part. We didn't sign Kessel. But, Kate, we didn't sign Kessel, but doesn't that mean that we've had him here for 2 weeks and he's not able to play? They brought him in. They said, hey, listen, like how is this working, everyone? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how is this working? How is this working? And Phil the Thrill is not thrilling anyone. He's not able to play. He's done. And that's what they basically said. And so I'm glad we didn't sign him, though. If he's now Canucks, done. No Phil the Thrill signing, yes. Was actually hoping Tarasenko. I would have been happy with Tarasenko coming in Vancouver as well. Maroon trade to the Bruins was a knee-jerk reaction to the Leafs game, the big fight night last night that happened. That was a crazy game. So does Maroon help them, though? I mean, experience-wise, absolutely. Phil was seen leaving at YVR, no deal for sure. Well, that doesn't really bother me. Like, everyone wanted Phil the Thrill to become something. I think he's done. I think he's done, everyone. He tried his best, and he couldn't get it done. Do I consider Lindholm a rental? Right now, I do, and I don't like that. It depends. If he wants $9 million, listen, this is RevTrev right now. Lindholm, if you want $9 million, I'm sorry, but you're not going to be playing for the Vancouver Canucks next year. You have to be realistic. You haven't played lights out hockey in a while. You've got to do something in the playoffs to earn a contract with the Canucks. I hope you turn it around, bro. But I'm not resigning you for $9 million. I'm not even resigning you for $8 million. I'm just telling you that right now. But depends what he thinks he can get on the open market. Wouldn't mind if Canucks picked up Zucker or even Okposo for depth if the price was that low. Yeah, I agree. He was in Squamish yesterday? That's awesome. Maybe he was on his way to Whistler. AA said by 650. What does that mean? I don't understand that. Zucker deal was because Arizona didn't have to retain any salary as Nashville had the cap space available. Okay, that's a good point. So, could Abbotsford sign Phil the Thrill? Well, he might not want to play there, right? Last trade of 2024 was the hurdle to the Golden Knights. I know, that's brutal. Honestly, I feel bad for Phil. We run him through the ringer, make him do stupid human fitness tricks, and don't sign him. Waste of time. Now it's too late for him to sign anywhere else. Listen, this was his best shot to play on a team. I don't feel bad for Phil. He's had a good career. At the end of the day, he's fine, everyone. He's fine. He's an adult. And we didn't make him go through ringer. He chose to come here. He knew exactly he was trying to make the team, and he wasn't good enough. We have to be okay with that. Now, I mean, you don't have to be okay with that. I'm okay with that. I do not want to sign people that are not going to make any difference. So no Kessel and no more trades, right? No, you're right, Mark. You're right. Good. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Jimmy, Canucks traded and got Zadorov and Lindholm, plus hurt players are coming back. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. Canuck Clay's in the building, everyone. Good to have you here, Clay. Canucks made their big moves on November 30th and January 31st. Yep, you're right. This is a vote of confidence to the current group that has played well all year and are second in the NHL standings. I agree. I'm totally okay with this, everyone. Like, I know we want the big splash, but I don't want to give up the prospects and picks and overpay for people. Now, the Toffoli, I was surprised. Now, do we even have a second rounder for next year? I can't even remember. If we do. Let me just bring that up, actually. How would I find that out? I think it's through Cap Friendly, right? Cap Friendly. Let's just look here. Where does it say our draft picks? I don't see it. So we'll have to go. But yeah, Clay, good. I really enjoyed your point, bro. Absolutely. Yeah. Kessel did not sign, and he cannot play on this team for the playoffs. Yeah, Daniel, he's not coming. Based of deadline, we massively overpaid for Lindholm. Yes, I agree. Mike, you are right so far. But if you think about it, okay, think of Pierre-Luc Dubois, okay? Goes to the LA Kings, and everyone's pumped. Down the middle, they've now solidified. Oh, here they're just saying Hertl goes for a first-round pick, David Edstrom, who's a forward, a third-round pick, two third-round picks, one in 2025 and one in 2027, and they retain 17% of Hertl's salary. Wow. Honestly, I thought it was going to cost them more, to be honest with you. So, but yes, I said that from day one that we overpaid for Lindholm, Mike. And everyone was jumping down my throat for that one. Rutherford makes his deals early. That's what I like about Rutherford. I love that dreamer. If you look at his history. Yes, I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, I agree. Vegas has another level, Dell. I know that, like, we also have to think, like, you're reacting to today. Like, tomorrow, how are you going to feel? The next day, how are you going to feel? Like, you know, I think that Vegas is good. Yes, they're the Stanley Cup champs. right? And Daniel completely agrees with you, Mike, so that's good. Gary, I'm fine with no deals. We didn't add, but we didn't lose. If Lindholm keeps playing the way he did last night with Garland, we're good. That's a great perspective, Gary. Thanks for being here. The only weakness I saw on the Canucks last night was the third defensive pairing. We need Myers back. Okay, Lefty. So there you go. We got Myers coming back. So we're going to have Myers back. We're going to have Joshua back. And this team is ready to go. So Japan 4 is in the building. Good to have you here, my friend. Mark, would have been nice to get Toffoli, but I'm happy. I agree. I would have loved to have Toffoli back. Compare this team to one team 1 year ago. Exactly. That's a good perspective. That's a really good perspective to think about last season. Think about how awful we are. And now we're mad that we're not trading picks and prospects because we're trying to win a cup. This is insane. So, but Japan 4 is right. The West is super strong. It's going to be a bloodbath in the playoffs, everyone. And I like the Canucks' chances. There is no guarantees that Vegas is going to win again. There's no guarantees that Edmonton's going to win. There's no guarantees that these top teams are going to be unbeatable. Dallas is good. Winnipeg's good. Colorado is stacked now. So there's going to be one team that comes out of the West. And whoever comes out of the West, congratulations, you won. You won. But there's going to be 5 teams out of the West it's going to be huge disappointment. So I think we have a good shot. By the way, I'm going to the game on Wednesday against Colorado Avalanche. Can't wait to see all those new players. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Yeah, Mark, he's gone. He's gone. There's no Kessel. That's what I've been hearing. So, given that Vegas is number 2 wild card at the moment, there's a good chance we get them and their pick-ups in the first round. I mean, there's a lot of games still to play, but you could be right. Yeah. Believe. Things happen when you believe. That's a good point. That's a really good point in life. Personalized. Things happen when you believe. Faith matters. Toffoli isn't worth a first. No way. See? And so that was the deal. It was a first, or they're going to get 2 picks for him. So the 2023-24 NHL trade deadline will be on March 8th, 2020. Okay. Players traded or claimed off waivers after that date will not be eligible to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I did not know that. Interesting. Players traded or claimed after. So if you claim someone off waivers, they can't play. That's wild. I did not know that. Oh, I mean, trust me, guys, I do not want to play Vegas first round, okay? I'd rather play Nashville. I'd rather play someone else. So Mike wanted to trade Ratu, a third, a sixth for Toffoli. I would trade that any day. Toffoli went for a second and a third. Mike, as much as that's good, maybe, just maybe, let's put it there. Maybe the Devils, I think it's where he's from, right? The Devils didn't want to do that. Maybe they're like, no, we don't want Ratu. We don't want to pay the salary. Maybe they don't believe in his talent. I mean, he got drafted by the Islanders. They should know him fairly well. They probably did a lot of scouting. I don't think he's still eligible. I don't think he is, but maybe. We are good as we are. Besides, in the summer, Crosby is signing with the. Let's go, Sidney Crosby, come to Vancouver. Wouldn't that be awesome? I would love that, but I don't know what it would cost, everyone. I don't know what it would cost. Kessel's a non-factor, Dell. You're right. Pods or Baines is likely better, and I agree with that statement. Those are the guys you want to be. Let's go back. You want Podkolzin and Baines to work out, to pan out. You want Lecker-Mackey to pan out. Phil the Thrill is just here for a possible playoffs, and he's not good enough to play on our team, everyone. Right? I don't feel bad. I mean, I don't think the Canucks did not treat him poorly. Phil came on his own accord. He knew exactly what he was trying to do, and he didn't make it. That's it. Yes, he needs to sign today. Okay, let's see. Nope. He's already been claimed. Does not have to be signed, just claimed. There's a difference. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm not a big fan of Okposo. Okposo. He's big, but I don't think he's that productive. Point is, Kessel has better things to do. He does now. I don't think I'd resign Lindholm for 6. Really? Lindholm's worth 5. I'm telling you, if you guys think that, then he's not coming back. He's just a rental, and hopefully he produces in the playoffs, everyone. Well, at least this shows management confident in the team. Yes, that's true. That's true. And we have next year's second. Perfect. I'm happy that we kept it. Honestly. Oh, I wish there was an Oscar Mayer here, because then everyone would be in love. 650 said that we have 15 picks in the next 3 years. Perfect. Keep our picks. That's what I say. I totally agree. Canuck Clay. Okay, awesome. Lindholm's new contract should be comparable to Kadri's 7x7. I think that is fair, but besides that, who in the world has $9 million for Lindholm anyways? Just because he wants it doesn't mean he's going to get it. James, you're right. This is the cap era, right? Okay, I'm going to turn this off now because I don't think anything else came in. So I'm going to turn off my... Yeah, what's he actually going to get on the market? I think Boston was very interested in him. So they might be the ones that play it. So okay, Syndicate. Many of the teams going all in are later on in the Cup window. Canucks have only just entered. Better not sell the farm for one playoff run. Exactly. So Hanifin for Cole and something would have been ideal. I mean, obviously, Junior totally would have loved to have done that. I love Hanifin, but they didn't want that deal. They didn't want that deal. So I'm just at the place where it's like, love Hanifin. Sucks that he went to Vegas, but we beat them last night 3-1, everyone. We beat them last night with Hanifin and Manta. Yeah, I thought we had a chance to get to Foley to play with PD or Lindholm. That would have been nice. I agree. It would have been nice. All the new players joining new teams have to work out how they fit on the team. Our trades have had time to work out. The problem is Lindholm hasn't worked out yet, but I agree with what your statement is. How much did I pay for my tickets? We got a smoking deal. I can't believe the deal we got. We paid $113 US for lower bowl seats. When my friend found, I'm like, buy it right now, get it. So I think it turned out to be $153 Canadian with all the taxes and fees. I couldn't believe the deal we got, because nosebleeds are going for about $120 at least. So I'm very happy to be getting those tickets for that. Please move MJ Doll away from Grogu, because okay. Looks claustrophobic in there. But it's the GOAT, bro. It's the GOAT. Maybe we'll put him here for now. No, I'll just take him down for now. He'll just come hang out with me, okay? I wonder if I can just keep him somewhere like this. Vancouver's the deepest team down the middle. Who else? Yeah, exactly. Like, people would have said LA. Maybe they would say Vegas. Colorado with Middlestat. Is he a center? Can't remember. Maybe Colorado. We'll look, James. We'll look. Actually, let's look now. Let's look now. Share screen. Oh, I wanted Bruce Navich. That's why I was looking at him today. That's who I wanted. Okay, if we go to, let's go to, okay, so LA, Vegas, who did I say? Colorado, that's who I said. What do they think they have penciled in? Yes. So I have a friend who's really upset about this right here, that we didn't get him. But look at this. Like, Colton, is he any good? I'm not sure. Who's injured off of this team? Landskog, I don't think he's coming back, right? Yeah, I don't know. Is this team good enough to win the Stanley Cup, everyone? Jonathan Drouin, that's such a great pickup. This top line's insane, everyone. It's absolutely insane. I don't know. I mean, what else? Who else would be? I mean, it would be LA. Like, where? Let's go to Vegas now. Let's see what is Hurdle. Would Hurdle be in? Is he a center? I think he's a center, isn't he? So maybe Vegas has him, unless Hurdle is a winger. I think he plays both wing and center. Those are the only ones that I can see that would be better than Vancouver's. Let's just go to the Canucks here, everyone. Let's just look at this again. So you got Pettersson, Miller, and Lindholm down the middle with Bluger. This is a good team, everyone. See, when the playoffs come, I could see McKayev dropping to the fourth line or PDG staying there and McKayev leaving. And then you put Podkolzin up here. You got Joshua here. Look at these. Look at this, everyone. Like, Suter is the only one that doesn't really fit. He's a centerman stuck in a winger's section here. This is the thing that we don't understand. Our depth center-wise is insane. These are all centers, including Suter. Also, Lafferty can play center. We are so deep center-wise. This is insane. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that. So I'm with you. I am with you, man. Maybe a healthy Joshua and Garland would complement Lindholm on the same Lindholm is very weak along the boards. Okay. I want to see Calgary first round. Oh, man, if we could beat Calgary anytime, especially the playoffs, that'd be great. You listening, Coach? I don't know what you're saying there. I don't understand. You listening, Coach? Oh, you're listening to me? Exactly. Alvin Rutherford, we're thinking go big or nothing. Yep. Let's get DK back from injury, and we're ready for a war this playoffs. Absolutely. He's a stud. Guys, he's way better than I thought he was going to be. Would love to see Vancouver versus LA first round. It would just be boring hockey because LA is so boring. Foley doesn't back check, does he? I don't know. I'd be bored of tears playing against that trap in a 7-game series. That's what I'm saying. Kessel is eligible under the NHL rules to continue to play as he was already claimed. He does not have to be signed unless he plays 10 games in the regular season. He cannot play in the playoffs. Okay. He cannot play. Okay. Crosby has another year on his deal. It expires next year. Yes, but it's talking about he wants to get traded or is open to it. Yeah. Hence why many players are sent down to affiliates reserved. Okay. Phil Kessel not signed because he was caught having hot dog eating competitions in Abbey. The only way we should sign Lindholm is depending on his playoff performance. I agree. Hannafin only wanted to go to U.S. team. Interesting. I mean, and going to Vegas, right? It means Calgary or Vegas. I mean, I'd rather go to Vegas, just saying. Actually, I've never been to Vegas, so maybe I wouldn't want to go there. People forgetting that we also signed Pettersson. He could have been traded. Good point, Mark. Good point. Lindholm, based on algorithm statistics, is worth $6.8 million. This is due to the factors such as physical performance, productivity. He is not a top physical underperforms. He is not at his top physical, underperforms, and plays bad. With Joshua coming back, I'm not worried at all. Gensel or Toffoli or nothing is okay. I agree. Mike, what do you got up here now? I don't think the Canucks were on in any of the reported players. Yes, they were. They were. It was multiple reports saying the Canucks were in on Gensel, but then the report saying the asking price was too high. I don't think they were sleeping, but you're entitled to that opinion. Shannon, good to have you. You don't start until 2:15 at Walmart. Okay, so I have my headphones on, listening and watching. Oh, thanks so much for supporting being here. I appreciate it. Canucks were in 2 trade talks today. There were mention of Vancouver getting a draft pick to help cover a traded player's salary. There's also talks of getting a third-line D-man. Okay. Uh-oh. Put Dell on the shelf. I think there was a press conference scheduled for 12:30. Okay. Thanks so much, bro. I do appreciate you. I do respect you. I have no problem if people have different opinions than me. When Joshua comes back, where's Lindholm going to play? I think on the third line. That's what I think. I don't think they're going back to Bluger there, but maybe they do. Maybe they do, and then maybe he goes under the wing. I'm not sure. Nichushkin maybe back today after being – okay, I didn't know that. Vegas is beatable, everyone. Hurdle is a center. Vegas could see him as a winger with Carlson and Stevenson. Okay. Leafs stink. Well, did they win last night against Boston? They're starting to turn around, but it doesn't matter. Grinch, it doesn't matter. They're in the East. I don't care about the Leafs. I care about the West. So that's who we got to play. But fourth line is weak for sure. From who? Vancouver? I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure. Okay, I got to keep going here, people. Let's see. Put Lindholm with Joshua and Garland. A slacker. Yeah. You know what? I think that would be a good move. Yes, we are still good enough to beat any team. Lafreniere can also play center. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Okay. I got Mikheyev hurt us? Absolutely. Media saying that he hasn't recovered from the ACL, so why is he playing? Because he's got to keep playing to keep it going. They say that his speed will be back next year. So I don't think you have to play him, but I don't think you can put him on LTIR because, as you can see, he can play. Yeah, I think, Dell, it's easy to say that. I just don't think we were willing to give up all that stuff. Roland, Kessel must be more useful. No, he's not. He's not. Guys, if Kessel can't make this lineup, everyone, it means he can't play in the NHL, in their opinion. They would have signed him. He was free, and he didn't come. So I'm not on the – I know that everyone wanted Phil the Thrill to become this beautiful story. I was hoping it'd be kind of like a Kuzmenko situation where he's on the fourth line and he plays on the power play and snipes some goals. That's what I wanted Phil Kessel to become. But Canucks have said – basically have said he's not good enough to even do that. If I was a player, I'd pick Calgary over Vegas. I wouldn't. Can't stand Calgary. Can't stand them. Happy International Women's Day to your wife and your thanks. And happy International Women's Day to you too, Shannon. Appreciate you being here. So Nick says no Leafs lost to Boston. Oh, they lost to Boston. That's hilarious. Wow. I was watching the trade deadline for a few minutes, and Colby Armstrong was on there and said, "Who's the frauds?" So Biz Nasty says, "Who's the frauds?" Okay. They said someone said the Jets were frauds. We want to know, and he says, "You know who their frauds are? The Toronto Maple Leafs." And Biz was losing his mind. You guys got to see that clip. He was so rattled. And it's like, yeah, the Leafs are like great in the regular season. They got to do something in the playoffs. So they're crazy. Okay. I think the toughest team to beat in the West might be the Jets. And we're going to find out on Saturday, right? I mean, they look really good. Let's be honest. Hoglander, nickname Big Hog, is the best name ever, especially because he's not big. But he plays big for sure. We are good, Callum says. Mikheyev is coming around. We didn't mortgage our future. If Rutherford and Allvin couldn't make sensible trades, I trust their judgment. I feel like this is the best comment of the day. We have never been this good. Go Canucks, go. I think we've been this good before, but it's been a long time. I think the 94 team was awesome. We should have won the cup. And I think the 2011 team should have won the cup. Now, if we go to the finals and we win this bad boy, this is the greatest team we've ever had. So it remains to be seen. To be determined. TBD. No, to be D. Yeah. Remembering Kessel is 36. He is finished at the NHL level. Yes. You think Allvin and Rutherford can't see that? Come on now. Exactly. Not signing Kessel gives us more cap space in the offseason. True. Canucks with the management that we have now is really great, and the management is now know what we need. Yes, they do. Great job to the Canucks management. Go Canucks, go. Right? Okay, Daniel, one thing. When the Canucks were hot offensively, they were bearing a lot more of their chances. We're playing good system hockey right now, but missing the net a bunch. If we heat up, look out. Daniel, that's a great perspective. James, quick question. Honestly, and realistically, when Crosby becomes available under his contract, after his contract expires, what would you give up? That's a great question. I feel like I need more time to think about it, James, than just on the spot here. I would give up a lot. Now, obviously, you're going to have to give up some key pieces to things. Too bad we didn't have Lindholm. I'd trade him in a heartbeat. I wish we would traded Lindholm right now and got Crosby. I would trade at least 2 firsts for Crosby. Lindholm and 2 firsts, I would do. I don't know if that would be enough, but I would do that. Now, if Lindholm doesn't re-sign back with us, I don't know who I don't know who would be available, because I got to wait till his contract comes available, right, bro? So it's after this season. It's not this season, next season. So we're talking basically 2 years from now. 2 years from now. Yeah, I'm not sure. What would you do? But anyways, okay. If PD really steps it up in the playoffs, look out. He looked better yesterday. I know. Listen, if Suter, PD, and Lindholm step it up in the playoffs, we are going to be making major noise, everyone. If everyone continues to play like they are, and those guys alone step up their game, we got a chance to win the Stanley Cup. Okay, everyone, it's in 43 minutes. I need to go. I need to get back to work. So thankful that you all showed up and came out today. No, I don't want to trade those guys, by the way. In Höglander, I probably would, but for Crosby, probably. I wouldn't trade the other two, just saying. Thanks so much for coming out, everyone. It says I have 816 people watching. Please hit the like and subscribe, everyone. If that's true, that's wild. Okay. Before we go, just a couple last comments. In my opinion, Canucks are saving for next few years. Lots of young guns that need a few years of maturity still. Good experience this year, but too many tough, deep teams, right? Talkett's smart to keep Lindholm on the third line. 3 deep lines. Yeah, we've talked about that, Dave. You're right. Great show. Hit the like and subscribe, everyone. It's free to follow. It's free to follow. So we're going to call it a day, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. And I'm okay with the Canucks not making any moves. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I'm streaming on Saturday night after the Jets game. That's what I'll be doing. So hope to see you back, and we'll talk soon. And of course, always, go Canucks, go.